Right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. So for this week and next week, that's what we're covering today. For this week, we are on adding and subtracting rational expressions. If you haven't had an opportunity to get on top of this and start looking at this stuff, let me just kind of forewarn you the same thing I've been telling you so far over the last week is that this isn't the easiest of all concepts. It really does take some effort on your part to kind of make sure you're focusing and paying attention, either reading the book or watching videos or whatever you're doing. And then it's going to take some practice. So like I've said multiple times before, you can watch something be done either with my video or with another video, or maybe read the textbook and kind of follow along, but you need to actually be doing them for this thing, especially this concept, to stick and make sense. So if you hadn't had an opportunity to get started on this week's stuff, now's the time. So when we break here in 5 minutes or so, spend the next 40 minutes on this material. So you've got the textbook with all the links and the pages, the practice problems. Again, make sure you're doing these. Make sure you have the solutions manual open while you're doing the practice problems. That'll help you out because it's a step-by-step guide on how to do those things. If you want a little bit of extra practice, say you did a practice problem, maybe there was only 2 or 3 of those types of problems in the practice section. You can always go to this section and find more problems that you can do to practice that skill. Vocab concepts in the check-in. I'm still getting emails about people struggling with vocab and concepts. And when I tell them that they need to have their book out, they're like, oh, that makes sense. So I hope everybody's hearing me. When you're doing this vocab and concepts assignment, have your book out. All of those questions in this assignment are coming straight from the textbook. So it's designed, this assignment is designed to have you reading through your textbook, looking for information, understanding vocabulary, because that's huge, okay? So make sure you have your textbook out when you're doing this section. And then the check-in, solutions manual and the video tutorial are here for you. I think it was this class. I think on Tuesday, a couple people emailed me and said that part 1 wasn't working. So for some reason, it didn't upload to YouTube correctly. So I deleted it and re-uploaded it, and it's good to go. So if you check this prior to, I think, like 2 o'clock on Tuesday, it might have been down, but now it's up and running. And then, of course, just the Zoom sessions if you missed class. For next week, I kind of already talked about this, but today is the day where we introduce it, is we're going to basically spend another week, because we're doing pretty good on time. We're going to spend another week on adding and subtracting rational expressions. Actually, this assignment is going to be covering all 4 operations: adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. So it'll be very similar to last week's worksheet, where it's going to be a worksheet that you can either print off, or you could just, I would, if I were you, I wouldn't waste my printer or my ink. I would just take a scratch piece of paper, write down the problems, and then do the problems. Altogether, there's a key on there as well. It's attached to the same file. So the first few pages are the worksheet, and then the last few pages are the answer key. There's multiple pages. I think altogether there's 6 pages, but that's because I spaced the problems out. So there's about 4 problems on each page. Altogether, about 30 problems. In my review video, I did all of the evens. So I did all 15 of the evens. So the only thing I need you to complete and upload are just the odds. If you want to do the evens as well, just to make sure you have the concepts, then you're more than welcome to. But if you need some help, watch this the video tutorial, and that'll at least walk you through all the even problems, which are really similar to the odds. So, but again, just knock out the 15 odd questions. That's all you have to do for next week. Just like last week, no vocab and concepts, no check-in, just the 15 problems from the worksheet. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing, let the late people in, and as I'm letting them in, please, please, please make sure you're hearing me when I'm telling you that we're not just leaving for you to go back to bed or for you to go clean the house or whatever you have on your plate, right? Make sure you're spending the next 40 minutes or so on math. So either hang back with me and let's do math together, or answer your questions or whatever you have, or get busy on your math assignment. Please don't waste this time. All right, I got a couple more people. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns? I don't see anything in the chat box. All right. If you do have questions or you want to talk with me, just hang back. If you're good to go, go ahead and spend the next 40 minutes on math, and then just reach out to me if you do have any questions. I hope you have a great weekend, and we will see you on Tuesday of next week. Bye. Hey, Darius, you got any questions for me?